Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this game 2 of this best of 3 between ReallyBored and Snark. Snark won in the last game. He does have a 1-0 win. He won in the last game because of his awesome Reaper that he built at 25 minutes in. No, he just outproduced ReallyBored, and I can't really say that he had the better positioning or the better micro or the better unit composition. Well, I guess he did because he went with mass Marauders over mass Thors. But he just outproduced him. There's really not much else to it than that. So I'm going to speed this up and get it off in one cast, and it's usually not too interesting in the early game. Snark is in the bottom left, ReallyBored is in the bottom right, and yet another TVT, and those two SCVs are going to run past each other. This SCV is going to run in here and scout out, and then go home. First Marine is coming out, and doubtless we're going to see another. So this is the same build that he did last time. We'll see if it's as effective. Last time he pushed on 5. We'll see if he does the same here. There he goes, 5 Marines, and he's pushing. This actually was very effective last time, and we'll see if it's as effective this time. Looks like there's only going to be one. Oh, no, there's going to be 4 Marines out. So never mind, it's not going to be that effective, especially since there's a Marauder coming out. With those 4 Marines on the high ground, and Snark's guy is going to be in strayed motion, one after another, he will definitely probably win this fight. Or no! Looks like Snark microed down those guys and actually did win. One Marauder coming out, and I think that one Marauder will be able to beat those guys, especially since they weren't even tagging him. Marines just do so little damage against Marauders, because not only do they have 125 health, but they also have 1 armor. Supply depots going down to the backfield, and more Marines getting ready to push. Not sure why he's pushing again when he did see that ReallyBored does have triple racks out. Perhaps this is the only thing he can do. I don't know. If he does it again in the 3rd game, then we'll know it's the only thing he's capable of doing. But missile turrets going up. Is there a starport down? I guess he just doesn't want to get cloaked Banshee or something, because we have a missile turn up. He does have his own factory going down, so maybe he's putting up a starport and he's going to get paranoid about it. So he's these rocks are going down. Is Magus going to? Is ReallyBored going to see this? Let's watch. Yes, he is. He saw it. So now his units, he cancels that bunker, and his units are probably going to come around to the other side. I don't know why he canceled the bunker. He's got 500 crystals, and he's not producing anything. He might as well have a bunker. These rocks are going to go down, and there's really nothing ReallyBored can do about it except put a bunker back up here, which is, of course, a fair move. This factory is going up, and more Marines and Marauders out. Still no reactor cores. Okay, Snark, if you're watching this, you should really get reactor cores. It only costs, hang on, it's 50 seconds, so it costs you 2 Marines, but you can produce 2 Marines at once. So you're able to overcome your losses in just 2 productions. Because you'll have 4 Marines out, which is what you would have had. So in 50 seconds, so it takes you 50 reactor core, and in 50 seconds you'll overcome your losses. These Marines are not going to push up, but of course they will be driven back by those Marauders and whatnot. He is going to try and run by, but ReallyBored makes a wall off with his Marauder. I wonder if he actually intended to do that or if that was accidental. Either way, it doesn't work very well out for Snark. Snark says ROFL. ReallyBored smiles. That was quite the mistake to make. Factory out, tech lab on it, so we're probably not going to see Banshees unless he's doing some sort of swap. And there goes down the starport. He might do a swap out with that factory. Because if you're doing quick tech to Banshees you wouldn't usually add a factory onto your tech lab. A scan is going down. Let's see what that scan sees. He does see that starport, so of course he can assume that there is a factory out. What he could do is cancel that starport right now and go for something else, but we'll see. These units are pressing across the map. Let me speed this up again until they get there. There we go. Looks like they're going to put down a proxy pylon. Oh wait, they're not Protoss. Here we go. Now they're going to charge. Of course, ReallyBored does have more Marauders, and he stims up, and he just has the high ground, so he's going to completely maul Snark. Totally got owned there. And now, ReallyBored could push out against Snark if he wants to bust down these rocks and come in. And, I just have to wonder about that missile turret, why it's there. I don't know. Hellion out. That might have been a misclick as well as that last Reaper. Okay, so he knows what reactor cores do because he's got one here. And now he's going to switch off with a barracks with a tech lab. Why did he build the reactor core on the starport then? Because he wants to get those Banshees out fast. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what league this guy is in. And there goes that reactor core popping back up. Double Marines coming out. And doubtless we're going to see Cloaking and Banshees coming out, which wouldn't be all that bad of a move. First Banshee is on the way. No missile turrets and not even Engineering Bay. Though we do have a reactor core coming out on this starport. So unless he's going to switch off with this tech lab, then we're going to see Vikings. Of course, he can throw it on scans, though, which is the nice part about the Terran player. And I guess that's why they can throw it on scans, because their detectors are missile turrets, which require an Engineering Bay. That building's going to get microed down, but no, he's going to go for that siege tank instead. And here we go. This could be GG. But no, it looks like Snark is going to be able to push out. But actually, that is GG. He just took down almost every single SCV. Snark has 3 SCVs. So what he might want to do here is an all-in charge. But of course, there is a siege tank out, so that's not going to work. Siege mode is not up yet. But it looks like he is charging with what he's got left, which is not a bad move, though he needs to take that Banshee along with him. Cloaking, of course, is not out. He needs to take that Banshee and those 4 Marines. He is going to counter, but it's not going to get very far against that siege tank. And, of course, siege tank is done now, so that siege tank can go into siege mode. ReallyBored's medevac will fly home to safety. And these guys think better of the assault and pull back. He mules up, and he's going to try and stay in this game. But that's going to work, though, because ReallyBored does have an expansion, and ReallyBored has a massive 24 harvesters to Snark's 7. So let me speed this up again, because I don't want to go over my YouTube limit, because if I do, then I have to cast it again, and that's really frustrating. These siege tank is done, so we can deploy them on the high ground, which means that his base is pretty impenetrable to Snark's build right now, because he does have a decent a decent front line, though we do have cloaked Banshees now. Cloaking is done, and just not much else to talk about at this point. Snark is pulling his economy together. ReallyBored has expanded, an excellent move. It's just making sure his win, and he does have missile turrets up, so Banshees are not going to be all too effective. And he is getting Vikings as well. He loaded up some medevacs, and we are going to see a drop here. And my game is glitching. There we go. And now these units will be dropping here. Oh, but that missile to take that medevac down. Just barely. Oh, but he turns it off so it focuses on another unit. And they are going to be able to take that down just barely. And now he's going to take down every single other SCV. One siege tank gets micro down, but the other one is going to be camping back here and doing loads of damage. All of those SCVs probably should have turned to attack right then at the beginning. But we do have this massive force moving out. All these Marauders are coming, and that siege tank is on the high ground. It's going to do excellent damage, getting lots of splash damage on these guys. His own siege tanks are set up now, getting splash damage. Oh, so many Marines and Marauders getting taken down to the siege tanks. This siege tank is about to be taken down by this one on the low ground. All these Marines and Marauders coming up. That siege tank is going to go down, and the other one... Oh, but he doesn't have sight to the high ground. It was GGG. So thank you for joining me for this game. ReallyBored is able to pull it back together and win in the map of his choice, and it will now go to the final match, the best of 3 between ReallyBored and Snark.